Now, the second leg of the CAF Champions League semi-finals will begin on Saturday. Algeria's USM Alger have finalized their preparations for an away tie against Morocco's Wydad Casablanca in the first of two clashes this weekend. The Algerian club were held to a goalless draw in the first leg on home soil, but will be hoping to break the deadlock in the reverse fixture. Saturday's winner will advance to the final, where they will take on the victor in the other semi, which Tunisian side Étoile du Sahel are currently leading 2-1 against the Egyptian club Al Ahly.
On va se préparer pour le match. On va faire un entraînement ce soir.
We are ready for the match. We must be ready to play this important match. We are playing against a good team. If you qualified after beating Mamelodi Sundowns, that means you have good qualities. And I think my players are aware that it's going to be an important, difficult match and a complicated one. I think we are ready to fight.
Conscient que ça va être un match important.
We go back to Celestine Karenina, who's standing by in Cairo, but this time looking at the African Football Club competition. So Celeste, once again, we're seeing the North African dominance in the CAF Champions League. Why is the rest of Africa at this stage?
Well, Perina, that is always a question, really, when it comes to African club football across Africa. You're looking at a region, Penina, that has won at least 24 titles since the beginning, collectively, since the beginning of the CAF Champions League. And this is because they are able to show us a consistency in these competitions, and mainly due to the kind of investment they make within their domestic leagues, Penina, and that has been very crucial for these sides. But even as you talk about North African dominance, we have to remember that really this dominance is mainly controlled, or rather run, by Egypt. You're looking of the 24 titles collectively won by the region, Penina, 13 of them have been won by two clubs, not even like the whole of Egypt, but two clubs from Egypt, and that is Zamalek and Al Ahly. So this region really does put a lot of investment in their leagues, and they're some of the most lucrative leagues in Africa. Now, you could argue that the same happens in South Africa. There is a huge investment in domestic football, and that their leagues do very well, and they're very lucrative within. They even have internationals, like, for example, SuperSport United have a New Zealander playing for them. But again, you look at a situation where they are unable to match that the kind of consistency expected of them, and they're unable to step up really on the plate when it comes to African football. You're looking at Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, who are the only two teams to have won titles continentally from that region, from South Africa rather. And Penina, really, it is an issue of maintaining that consistency year in, year out. And once you win, remember that defending the title is always just as difficult as winning it, Penina.
Now, Celeste, shortly, Wydad Casablanca take on USM Alger, and tomorrow, Egypt sees the giant Al Ahly versus Étoile du Sahel. Who do you see progressing to the finals?
Well, Penina, if I was to call it out, I would say it would be a Wydad Casablanca versus Al Ahly final. But, well, that is just me. On paper, when you look at it, there could be some upsets in the offing. USM Alger versus Wydad Casablanca, first of all, you're looking at a USM Alger side that has really worked hard and has been doing very well domestically and trying to put more focus really on continental football. Now, Wydad Casablanca, on the other hand, are the 1992 champions, and they are favourites on paper to win. Again, football never really does follow the script, does it, Penina? Now, a very beautiful story out of the Wydad Casablanca versus USM Alger match is that the USM Alger fans who travelled to Casablanca for the match have been hosted by their counterparts, by the Wydad Casablanca fans, in a very, how do you say, beautiful show of fair play in football. But of course, that camaraderie will definitely be forgotten once outside the stadium when the two teams go playing, because both fans will be expecting that it is their side that gets to the final. Now, who they play, whoever Étoile versus Al Ahly, again, are heavyweights really who know how to really bring on a good game. Penina, you're looking at Al Ahly, who are really hungry to get back to the final for the first time since they won that title in 2013. But Étoile du Sahel say that they have been here before. They have beaten Al Ahly at home before. Remember 2007 when Étoile du Sahel won their first title at the CAF Champions League. It was at the expense of Al Ahly. They beat them 3-1 at home. And Étoile fans that I have spoken to in Cairo today actually say that they can deliver once again. Speaking of Tunisian teams in the Confederation Cup, in continental football. There will be also the Confederation Cup this weekend, and one of the teams that in the next hour is going to be in action, of course, is Supersport United of South Africa versus Club Africain of Tunisia. These two teams played out to a 1-1 draw in South Africa in the first leg, and the South African side will be hoping they can get the job done in Tunisia, in Tunis. But again, you're looking at a Tunisian side that is hungry to get back to winning ways when it comes to continental football. SuperSport have the top goal scorer of this competition, that is Jeremy Brackie, and they will be depending on him to deliver the goals in Tunis tonight. Adnan Shawashi looks at that preview for us.